My name is DJ Lord Yoda X from the Universal Zulu Nation by way of the mighty legendary Crash Crew. I guess it was the power of the DJ, the power of the music that inspired me to be a DJ. Seeing DJs like Lovebug Starsky and watching how he controlled the crowd with the music. DJs like Hollywood. I mean, I see Hollywood to this day, and I always say, yo, Wood, yo, man, watching you spin, you taught me something else. He's like, get away from me. And I've been telling him that for 25 years. Brucey B. And of course, being around, raised by the Amon Ra, Africa Bambaataa, and the musical selection and, the beats and getting you to think outside of the box and things that you wouldn't think might have a beat or sound good. You listen to it and it's like, oh man, that's funky. So, Jazzy J, Red Alert, but it was the power of the music that made me want to DJ. My first encounter with hip hop, I was like 8 years old, sitting on the monkey bars in Rosedale Park in the Bronx. And I remember, I'm there with, my friends or whatever, and I see some dude running up the block, with pushing speakers. And I didn't know who this dude was. And dude had a big cowboy hat on, tall, slim dude, had a cowboy hat on. And then the next thing I know, dudes is behind them and, they're hooking things up. And it caught my interest. I'm like, the curiosity as a young kid, I'm like, I'm sitting on the monkey bar, like, what's this? And I'm watching all this. And long story short, they set up the system and had the thing, and the DJ was playing. And there was no MCs at this time. You know what I mean? They just all about the music and the DJ. But this DJ was Disco King Mario. He was one of the first DJs. When I moved to Harlem, I got down with a group called the Crash Crew. After King Tim III and that Christmas rapping joint, Mix Master Mike was like, yo, Crash Crew, y'all gotta do a record. Took us in the studio. All I remember was nighttime when we went in, daytime when we came out. And the results of that record was a record called High Powered Rap, which was actually on Mike and Dave's label. So Mike and Dave wound up being the first independent label. Sugar Hill was out at this time, because at this time you had Enjoy Records, which was Bobby Robinson, and you had Sugar Hill Records with Sylvia Robinson. And then Mike and Dave came out with their own label, which was Crash Crew and High Powered Rap. So we was like kind of like that first indie, so to speak. One night, Mr. Magic, rest in peace, played out. That was High Powered Rap was Crash Crew's first record, and Mr. Magic used to come on like 2 in the morning on a station called WHBI 105.9 in New York, and it was like a Friday night. And cats went, we had nothing to do, so I think I went home and Daryl Seed went home. The cats just drifted off. We used to be on the corner hanging out, then cats just drifted off, and I'm home and I'm listening to Magic, and I hear, we don't want to be left behind. All we want to do is just blow your mind just one more time. I'm like, get up if you ain't up yet. Yo, that's our joint. And like that feeling right there, that was it. And I've been a part of other groups and had other records on the radio, but that was the first one. And it was crazy because when the record was over, it seemed like I was so amped I had to go back outside. And it's like 2 in the morning, 2:30 in the morning, I had to go back outside, and I guess everybody else had that same feeling, because next thing I know, here comes Daryl C and Mike C, Reg, and a couple other MCs, and everybody just started like gravitating back to what we call Crash Crew Corner. And we was just like on the corner, just like in awe, just stunned, like, yo, did you hear that? Yo, we on the radio. And that's when we knew we made it. I mean, people still love that record. At the end, when the breakdown comes and G-Man sings, when you walking down the street with your box in your hand, listen to the sounds of the Poison Clan. I mean, crowds to this day still sing that part, you know what I mean? So we had that like first classic record, man. Wu-Tang Clan, RZA told us that he made Wu-Tang after us, you know what I mean? Like to have a big clique like us and separate, we kind of modeled it after Crash Crew, and that was, dope, for him to say. But LL, when he came out with On the Radio, his version of Radio. We had a record called On the Radio. We had Breaking Bells, he had The Bells. And I remember him talking to us and asking him if it was all right. He was like, yo, dude, go ahead. He was a young cat, wasn't even out. Under Mike and Dave Records, we were also blessed, for lack of a better word, but we was blessed to bring out a group called the Boogie Boys. And they had a record called Rap Is Not a Thing. And that was like me and Darryl C's first chance to produce. So Darryl C and I produced that record. This is like 1981. And, I wound up DJing, for them a little bit. They got signed. They got signed to a major, and they came out with a record y'all might know called Fly Girl. So, that was a good experience, with that. And then I also road managed Rob Bass and Easy Rock for 10 years. So I was on the road with them during the whole It Takes Two thing. So, and they came up underneath us. That was like the next group to come out of the housing complex where we were from. The culture of hip-hop is still alive. You still have B-boys. I see the young B-boys out there all the time in the park jams. Thanks to Tools of War, big up Christy Z, Pop Master Fable. But, the B-boys are still getting it in. The DJs are still spinning records. Everybody's still friends. It's great when we do the quote-unquote retro shows and we get to see each other and hang out, and the camaraderie is great. Tito, Fearless 4, those is my dudes. Treacherous 3, that's my dudes. Johnny Wild, Ray Vaughn, Furious, Africa Bam, Soul Sonic, Cosmic Force, Queen Lisa Lee. This is all peoples. It's like a small fraternity. Like our side of the rope, for people that was doing it, the music, our side of the rope, so to speak, we're all still tight. Because we put it in together. We made this culture and this business of music. Without us doing what we did, nobody would be making any money. Am I bitter? No. Do I love it? I love watching the business. I love watching where the business of music is going. I don't like where it's going, but we would have never thought it would have gotten as big as it got. The biggest challenge to overcome is the industry, period. The music industry sucks. It is what it is. They're out for the money. And the pureness of the music and the pureness of the culture lacks when money comes into it. And I think, if we can get back to loving ourselves and loving the music and, having fun without the dollars getting into it, that we'd be going through a whole better time for hip-hop. We got to really define the terms again, because rap is not the whole culture of hip-hop. And as soon as somebody hears a rap song, they think that's hip-hop, and that's just a piece of hip-hop. That's not the whole thing, I'm just a real dude. It is what it is with me. There's no pomp, no glamour, no airs. Lord Yoda X is Lord Yoda X, you know what I mean? I'm one of the realest, humblest, loyalest cat you can know, so just the friendships I developed, man. That's what I want everybody to remember me for, because I've had different friendships with different people, and, I know different people for different things, so there's no place I haven't been. There's nothing I haven't seen. I got to share stages with some of the funk legends, the great Rick James, God bless the dead, the Barcades, George Clinton, Bootsy Collins. That's family. That's Uncle George. That's Uncle Bootsy. I actually got to share the stage with the JBs. Come on. Just talking about that now, the hairs stand up. You know what I mean? So, these are some of the things that keeps it real. I went to Iraq, performed for the troops, the first hip-hop artist to do that. Myself, DJ Easy Rock, and DJ Mel Star, No Headphones in Harlem. We went to Iraq and did our thing for the troops. It's things like that you don't forget. And the camaraderie and the relationship that you build. Like Mel Star, after going to Iraq with Mel and being in the trenches for 10 days, that's my partner right now. That's my dude. You know what I mean? So that's the way you build up those relationships. You listen to my radio show, Free Dome Radio. every Saturday night. This is going to be a shameless plug, but so what? Listen to Free Dome Radio every Friday night between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. on streets106.com. That's streets with a Z, 106.com. You'll hear the best of the old school. You know, the old to the new makes it true. So we call it true school. You know, and you'll hear all genres of music: soul, reggae, funk, soca,